Tuesday you did the putter thing with Rory?
Yeah.
How was that?
It was good.
Obviously, we're fellow members at the Grove down in Florida, so I'd met him before, but he was super nice and got to talk with also the president of PGA there, Jay Monahan, and just it was a good event. Liked it.
You've advocated in the past for NASCAR being more transparent with post penalties, right? And so now this weekend they've got the part of the 3 car that was deemed illegal. How important is that?
We're making progress. Yeah, we're making progress. It's good. I mean, it just definitely shows that they're willing to make some changes, and certainly it sounds like we can influence them at times to start to do these things. So it's good.
Are they taking feedback more now than they ever have?
Sure, I think they should, for sure, especially if it's kind of unanimous that people think that something should be changed in that aspect. But certainly I think it changed with the next-gen car. When parts really stopped being proprietary, it just made more sense. And a lot of times you don't think about it until these events come up, but we're year 2 in the next-gen, and so I think that they did a good job putting it out there.
I asked Christopher, he said point blank it's just a good car, but what makes a driver good at a place like Kansas?
I mean, it's really momentum based. This track is really super momentum based. To me, it's hard to correlate the two, but I do. It's like a late model. It doesn't have very much horsepower, and so the bigger the track, you have to keep that center of the corner speed going and that momentum. So I just think it's making sure you're keeping your minimum speeds high.
Well, in that context, what's the secret sauce for Darlington? You won a lot there. Tell us, what do you got?
I think it is moving your car around the racetrack and manipulating the way the car handles based off of where you're driving on the track. That is one of the very few tracks where I can make my car tighter or looser based off of what line I choose to run there. So I think that's just being able to be an influence on your performance.
Is it an overstated thing that we always run the outside lane at Darlington when you've got a handful of guys that seem to migrate to the bottom, especially in 3 and 4? Is the outside wall riding at Darlington thing overstated, do you think?
Yes and no. I think we're going to search for cooler pavement, wherever that pavement might be. Sometimes it might be in the middle. So I think that, yes, is the general answer to what you're saying, but you're still always going to find who can push it a little bit further. I mean, everyone runs the wall at Homestead Speedway, but there's a couple guys that do it exceptionally well because they can get that extra 2 inches of cool pavement up by the wall. So you're still going to see guys that can rip the wall really well and be better than others.
Giannis said there's no failure in sports. I'm sure. I assume you saw his clip after that whole thing. Then the coach got fired. So somebody thought it was a failure. But in NASCAR, does that apply? Like if you had a winless season, is that a failure? If you didn't make the playoffs, is that a failure? Or do you view things also sort of like he does, always building on something?
Yeah, it's tough to say, right? But I think in NASCAR, you probably, I mean, certainly as long as I've been in the sport, if I don't win in a season, it's a failure, just simply because I'm with a team that is very capable. And it's different. Let's just use the Bucks, for instance, right? It's not like other players on his team won and Giannis didn't win, right? Where if I go winless in a season and my teammates won, well, that is a failure for me because my cars were capable of winning. My team was capable of winning. So it is a little bit different because of the team aspect of it. But, yeah, there's certain drivers, I think, that expect to win every year multiple times, not just, once.
It seems like that the box score isn't just the only story to tell. There's always context behind a number in a box score. How is success measured differently in this day and age than maybe race car versions past or different eras in the sport, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think that it's just so different. It's more of a team aspect now than I think it ever has been, for sure. If you look at the average running positions of guys in the field, it kind of correlates to some of the best pit crews. So they continue to be able, because it is harder to pass, they continue to gain their driver spots on pit road, and it moves them forward. Next thing you know, the best cars make a mistake or have a bad pit stop, bam, they've taken control of the race and it's over. So it's more of a team aspect now than ever because, I remember most of my wins probably 7-8 years ago was after I had a speeding penalty. I would speed always early and then go win the race late. Now it's just, man, your day's done. So it's different. You can't make up that difference. The driver can't make up the difference that he could before.
Speaking of pit road, I know last week you had some challenges. What's being done behind the scenes to get pit road as buttoned up as possible, not only for the 11 team at JGR, just in general?
Yeah, I mean, we all want to get it fixed. And, you know, I probably had some bad timing with my text messages to Joe. I think he was probably still in victory lane with Martin when I fired off the text to him. But I don't want to waste my last handful of years, right? You know, just giving away wins. And I just feel like, you know, I just became very frustrated. And it's built over time. I was frustrated last year. I was frustrated a little bit this year. But, you know, I know they're all working hard. Like, I have a really good young group of professional pit crew guys working on my car every week. But they are young, right? And they will take time to really get all the reps they need to be a top tier pit crew. The only negative is I don't have that kind of time, right? So I think that, you know, when we look at the list, and I think it was, you know, 7 or 8 races just in the last, 16 months that we were in control of them, and then we lost control. That's what becomes frustrating because, of course, I do have goals I would like to get to. You know, my message to Joe is that, you know, we feel like we are your top-tier team. And so, you know, try to give us the best opportunity to win each and every week so I can, you know, all the money you're paying me is worth it.
Is your clock ticking? Like, because it seems like that from what you answered that, it's like you feel pressure to get things done before your last handful of years. So how long do you have in the tank, do you feel?
Well, I just think that it becomes harder and harder to win. You know, if I can have the success that Kevin Harvick has at his age, I probably would be a little bit more patient. But he's defying odds, in my opinion, for how he's performing. You know, there's certainly been a statistical cliff that drivers typically fall off of at a certain age. And so if I'm going to get to 60 wins, which I want to get to, and that's a personal goal, like we can't keep missing out on these clear races where we should win. And so, again, I wouldn't trade my team for anything. I'm with the best team. We just have to figure it out, and the young guys have just got to get reps.
The news of legacy.
David Wilson, when announcing the legacy, was talking about having 8 teams, you know, with 4 in JGR, 2, 2311, 2 legacy. So, you guys completed your deal for 2311 to continue with Toyota?
We're working on it. It's going to take time.
So then that means your deal still kind of correlates with all that as well.
Yeah.
2311 obviously got the sweep here last year. What kind of significance was that for the team to sweep races at an intermediate track with 2 separate drivers, and now you come back here with an opportunity to do that with another new driver with Tyler?
Well, I hope they don't. I hope I win and they finish second, personally, because I got to finish 3rd to Kurt and 2nd to Bubba. So they're stealing my notebook that I'm just openly giving those guys each and every week. So, but no, they just did a really good job of executing and getting the speed out of their cars. That team in general is, I mean, they show up most weeks the fastest Toyotas. And so that's a testament to what they're doing. And I just hope I can stay with them. That'll be a challenge.
You're one of 5 drivers that have 3 wins at Kansas. No one has 4. To you, what would it mean to stand alone on top of the all-time wins list here?
Yeah, that would be awesome. I didn't know that, but certainly it's a extra added motivator. If I was already at 99% motivation, it takes me to 99.1.
This is Austin Dillon, driver of the Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also check out one of those 2 videos beside me. Visit frontstretch.com for more racing content.